How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to write a bass line. Literally every track needs a bass line, so yeah, it's really good to get polished up on how to write one quick and easily. Let's get straight into it. A lot of the time when I'm making a track, I like to start with a vocal and the drums. Having a vocal in already is one of my favorite things to do when starting a track. Basically means that you can write the bass line around the vocal and not vice versa. It makes it so much easier to write the bass line around the vocal than to have a bass line that's already there and then try and splice and chuck a vocal on top, because most of the time it just doesn't work. It goes without saying, if you're looking for vocals, then go onto splice. You're going to have to do a lot of digging, but there's definitely good vocals on there. Great, so what we're going to do is start with Serum. I've already selected this patch called Bass Nasty. I'm going to show you quickly how to make it from scratch. So this is what it sounds like. So this is actually a preset for my Speed Garage Volume 2 pack. The link for that is in the description. It's got tons of sick and insane basses for making modern day Speed Garage. Anyway, let's quickly make a bass from scratch. Initiate preset, oscillator A down by 2 octaves, oscillator B down by 1, put the semitones up 7. Then we're going to turn this filter on, MG low 18, drag that down to about here, envelope 1, drag it to this sort of shape, and then drag that onto the cutoff. It's going to sound like this. Make sure A and B are both on, that's why it sounded odd. Great, and let's just bring that cutoff up a little bit. I'm gonna switch back to my preset, but yeah, I've shown you how to do that from scratch, so you can obviously follow along with that one. I mean, mine's pretty much the same, but I'm letting in more high end, so I'm starting with the cutoff of 0, and then I've got it up to 71, and I'm using an MG low 12 rather than an 18. And yeah, there's no effects, so it's a pretty simple patch. Great, so now we've got the sound. Let's start by writing the bass line. So let's highlight this section, insert MIDI clip. Great, so now we select the key. We need to come over here and select D sharp minor, because that's the key of the vocal. If you're getting your vocal from Splice, it will tell you what key it's in, so then just come over here and put in the key. It's either going to be major or minor. As we're in D sharp, we need to find D sharp. The best thing to do to start is to find the rhythm. So I'm just gonna play along. There's basically 3 main rhythms. So you could have it like this. So the first note, and then a 3/4 note, and then you repeat that. So it's like this. That's the first rhythm. The second one would be more of like a triple rhythm like this. So you've got a 3/4 note, 3/4 note, and then a half note, and then you just repeat that. And the third sort of rhythm would be, I'd say, just 3/4 note on repeat. And then you have that sort of gap at the end. Or you can even just keep playing the 3/4 notes. When I first started, I used to fuck around and be like, oh, I'm going to try and make it really original and do like bullshit little notes, like all this sort of stuff. But to be honest, it just sounds shit and no one wants to hear it. It just ruins like the rhythm. Like, it's just wank. So you just want to stick to like the basics. So again, with that bit, we can also just skip that back. So that's just repeating. Great, now we've got the rhythm, we can add in like the harmonics or like the melodies. When you've been doing music production as long as me, you can sort of guess what sort of patterns are going to work. Like this is one of the major patterns. You sort of start on the root, you go down, down, and then back up. Another one would be you go up to the third. And then we keep this the same. I mean, that already sounds good. I actually really like that. Another one would be like the upscale. So you've got like... maybe skip that one. I mean, with that vocal, it doesn't work. It's all about trial and error. Another one you could try is like this, going for ages. Or you can have it go down. Doesn't work. More down. I mean, that and that works. This doesn't. So you change it to this. Like, that's pretty badass. I mean, you can see how simple this is. We could then spice it up. Let's change it back to this one. Great, so what I'm going to show you now is how to make it more exciting with some octave changes. So what we can do is say we've got this D sharp. We could then come up here and put in a little D sharp. We could even do it here. Maybe up here. And maybe flick that up an octave. So all I'm doing, yeah, is I'm clicking shift and then this up and down arrow on the keyboard. And that's putting it up and down an octave. I mean, also you can just drag it. Another thing you can also do is change up the rhythm. So we're obviously going on this for quite like an even amount, so we're going that onto that for like the same amount of bars. We could make it more in favor of this down. So there's a slight change there. Do the same over here, put it more in favor of this first starting note. I mean, I think I prefer that before. What else can we do? Maybe add some different rhythm. So put this up, maybe like a fifth. Great, another thing we can do is change up the length of it. So what we can do is obviously chop it into a third. So there's 2 bars. Let's just have a play around now. So I think we've changed the rhythm slightly. Oh no, let's keep the same rhythm. So it doesn't quite work with the rhythm we've got, so we're going to have to add in some notes. So let's change up the rhythm a little bit. So now we're going for like this sort of double bass at the start. Also like a full hit, sorry. I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool. So we've gone from obviously a full 4 bars to just 2 bars. And the same thing, to make that more exciting, we can just add in these up notes. Maybe even another one here. Bring it up. And do the same here. Maybe that's a little bit much. I think I actually prefer it without this first note. Sometimes it is better just to keep it more simple and not go too overboard. Like, let's have a listen to this. And then you just repeat that. I mean, I think that sounds pretty good. You can obviously chuck a few notes in like here and there. Maybe a couple here. I mean, they sound pretty shit, so let's just probably leave that. Let's go up here. I mean, yeah, it sounds better as it is. And as it's nice and simple. Great, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that somewhat useful. I got a call halfway through it, so I got a bit confused. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Cheers.